Hello once again. Now basically what I'm going to be doing in this video is talking about the possibility of the return of any of the original Toho Kaiju in the now confirmed Godzilla Trilogy, which was announced not long after the film made its release in English territories. Okay, now consider this. Gareth Edwards, the director of Godzilla, has gone on record to say if he got the chance he would love to make a Destroy All Monsters-esque film. Basically, a lot of Toho monsters all fight together, sort of. Basically a monster free-for-all. Now, last night in an article, this appeared. The fan art you see on screen. Basically, after having a look at this, it got me thinking about the possibility of Biollante and making a great monster to have in the Godzilla sequel. As I said before, we now know that Legendary are definitely planning a Godzilla trilogy, and Gareth Edwards is coming back to direct both. Now, he did say that he would like to have some more of the original Toho Kaiju, and Biollante is one of those unique monsters. If we consider why Biollante would make a great addition into this trilogy, well, first of all, there's Biollante's origins itself. If we go by the original film in 1989, basically Biollante was created by splicing together Godzilla's cells with that of a rose and a girl, and this ultimately led to Biollante. So it would work very well with the arrogance of man and abusing nature concepts that Gareth Edwards pushed into Godzilla 2014. Now, personally, I would love to see Biollante make a return because she hasn't really been shown in a Godzilla film since 1989, apart from little bits of stock footage here and there with various Godzilla films, like Final Wars or Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. So I personally think she needs to make a comeback. For the way they'll work it into the film, it'll probably just be something of a rehash of the plot from the original film. Personally, I think if they tweak the design a little bit, like they have with Godzilla, she could be one of the most amazing monsters to see CG generated. The main reason why I would like to see Biollante come back is she has a more realistic origin story, keeping in with the groundwork laid in the 2014 film. Other possibilities for other Toho monsters that could make an appearance in the last two films in the trilogy are, I think, Rodan, Angulus, King Caesar, maybe, Mothra. They've definitely hinted at Mothra, and I can see Mothra being in the trilogy. A couple of monsters that I can't see doing that are King Ghidorah, Gigan, Space Godzilla. Basically, most of the space and evil monsters, because their origin stories are a little too fantastic to work in this trilogy. Let's see, other monsters they could bring into it. Let me think. Destroyer would be an interesting addition. But in the 2014 film, there's no Oxygen Destroyer, and Destroyer was actually created by the residual radiation from the oxygen destroyer and some bits of micro-oxygen, if I remember correctly. So Destroyer may be a bit too fantastic a creature to put into the trilogy. As for the monsters Rodan and Angulus, if we take the Muto and Godzilla's origin, they were a part of a prehistoric ecosystem where the Earth used to be very high in radioactive energy, natural radioactivity. With the changes in the atmosphere, the radiation depleted, forcing the monsters into hibernation, or to seek sources of energy to sustain them. Now I can totally see Rodan and Angulus being a part of that older ecosystem because, as said before, Godzilla is based off a dinosaur, and so is Angulus. Rodan is based off a pterosaur, so I can see that happening. Mothra as well, because it's been proven that giant insects did exist thousands of years ago. Well, millions of years ago, if we're technically accurate. Let's see. I can, in a way, imagine King Caesar. Perhaps Baragon. I'm just trying to think who else. Manda, the dragon-like kaiju. Now, I have to be honest, when I saw the main trailer for Godzilla and we see that skeleton, I actually thought that could have been either an earlier Godzilla or maybe a creature like Manda. Totally possible. But if this prediction comes through, I really want to see Biollante make a comeback. Now, if going back to the 1989 film, the 1990... Actually, the film came out in 1989, get it right. Basically, Godzilla had been attacking the mainland and they wanted to find a way to protect themselves because conventional weaponry doesn't work. So they tried to create like an acid or something, some kind of enzyme that will kill Godzilla. Ultimately they make Biollante, and if that's the way they do it in the sequel to the 2014 film, it's going to be kind of a recycled thing in my eyes, because they establish in the film that, you know, they see Godzilla as just another... Some people see Godzilla as nothing but another threat, similar to the Muto. And when we as people perceive something as a threat, we naturally want to kill it or contain it. So it would make sense for this to carry on into Godzilla. It's going to be, like I say, if they go ahead with it, it's going to be an interesting scenario where we have something like Biollante go up against Godzilla. I'm struggling about what to say right now. Like I said, the majority of monsters like King Ghidorah and Gigan, their origins are too fantastic to work in this realistic setting. Biollante, Rodan, Mothra, Angulus, Baragon. These are the more likely candidates for Toho monsters to appear in the other two films. And that's basically it. Hopefully it wasn't too boring to watch. Anyway, that's it for now. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. See ya!